Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to me. Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. My name is Oludare Fasola. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to communicate values that convert. All right. How to communicate values that convert. Tonight is not just another training. Okay. Tonight is a night that we're going to show you how to understand value that convert to your client, because one of the things that are missing in life insurance business is how advisor communicate value. So tonight is not just another training. This is the missing skills, the skills that separate advisor who struggle from those who scale. Okay, those who chase clients from those who attract them, and those who complete on price. I've seen many advisors, they compete on price from those who dominate the value, right? Because here is the truth. People don't buy products, okay? They buy clarity, they buy confidence and outcome. And the only way to deliver that is through communications that convert. All right. So tonight we're going to break open the exact framework, the psychology, and the language patterns that the top 1% of advisors, coaches, and agents and business professionals use to capture attention instantly, communicate value in a way people feel and understand, build trust faster than ever, turn conversations into commitment, and convert without pressure, chasing, or discounting. So if you ever felt like maybe your message was not landing, the quality leads quality business. If you are ever explain your value, but the client said, well, I'm still not going to think about it. If you have ever known you could help someone, but they couldn't see it, then tonight is going to be the change the way you speak. All right. So lead and influence forever. So you're about to learn how to communicate in a way that move people, not just inform them. Right. So how to connect with their logic, emotion, and vision at the same time, and how to position yourself as the advisor they trust, not because of your title, but because of your impact. So get ready, because after tonight, your world will no longer be just words. They will be tools of transformation. Welcome to how to communicate values that convert. Let's elevate your message, amplify your influence, and unlock results you have never seen before. Thank you once again for joining. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and pull up my slide to show you how to communicate values that convert. Okay, everybody put in the comment sections wherever you are joining from. I just want you to please type your name and where you are joining from. So please type your name and where you are joining from. Let me quickly pull up my slide. So once again, going to be looking at how to communicate values that convert. Right. Let me tell you the real problem why many people don't buy. The real problem is this: people don't buy products, they buy understanding. So if you are a sales agent, you are a mortgage agent, insurance agent, financial planner, financial advisor, and you be like you're facing a lot of rejections, I'm going to think about it, I will get back to you, or client ghost you after you present to them. The problem is that they don't understand you. And I've seen that in many, many occasions where client, struggles, they don't understand the values you are trying to communicate to them. And this is the thing, right? People, your clients buy values. They don't buy the product. They don't buy any other thing, because I mean, think about it. The reason why they come to you is because they need something, right? They need understanding, they need education, they need you to communicate something to them in a way that will really make them to understand what exactly are you talking about. So if you try to model up things and they don't understand what you are talking about, chances is that you confuse them the more, and a confused buyer will never buy. A confused buyer will never buy, right? 90% confused, because why? They don't understand you. So I just want to challenge you from today. Anytime you are in front of a client, all right, anytime you are in front of your prospect, right, the question you need to ask yourself is that, how do I communicate value in such a way that it will make them to understand you in a simple, clear terms? Prospects are not just interested, they are just confused. Do you know the reason why you feel that some people, they don't understand or they don't want to buy life insurance? The reason is not because they are not interested. The reason why they are not interested because they are confused. Like you are putting things to them, but in an unclear manner. Like they don't really know what you're talking about. And this is because a lot of the times people really want to sell product, they want to sell features, they want to sell, different, you know, features of a product. Let me give you an example, right? I met a client today, and after the presentation, he said, "No, this is not. I know they have been telling me about this, and so I will be convincing people. I'll be trying to, canvas people to come and buy life insurance." I said, "That's why you get it wrong, right? I don't convince people. I educate people on the need for them to understand the reason why they need to buy insurance. So I sell pain to them, like, and I ask a simple question, like." What happened to you today if, for example, you get sick and you're unable to go to that your work? What happened to your mortgage? I asked her, "Do you have a mortgage?" She said, "Yes." "What happened to your mortgage if you get sick today?" Said, "Well, I won't be able to pay." Is that not important for you to put something in place, to put the strategies in place in such a way that if you get sick, you will still, your bill will not suffer? Because the reality is, if you die, if you're sick, your bill will not your bill will not stop. You have to continue to pay your mortgage, you have to continue to pay your bills, you have to. So the reason why many people struggle to close is because you don't communicate the value in such a way that they will understand what you're talking about. And after the whole thing, he said, that makes sense to me. So I'm not, and I told her, I said, "Look, even at the end of the day, you still say no to me. The fact is that I've opened your eyes to it. I've educated you on the need for you to protect your life. Not because you want to die tomorrow, not because you want to get sick tomorrow, but because the consequences of not taking actions today, if that thing happened to you, the repercussion is very, very, very severe." So the way I communicate my value to my client is this, right? What will happen to them if you fail to take an actions? What will happen to you if you fail to listen to what I'm talking to you at that particular moment? So I'm not going to confuse you with, okay, this is a term insurance, this is a permanent life insurance, and these are the different features of permanent life insurance. If you put money here, you're going to get money when you retire. Of course, you will do that. But what if you don't put money inside a cash value life insurance? How will your retirement will look like? Like, what is the, like, let me show you the average pension that Canadians will get if they retire today, $848. Is that enough? That is if you work more than 20 years or plus. Is that enough? So it's not important for you to start planning ahead or start setting some money aside. So communicate values to them in such a way that it will open their eyes. They will understand what you are saying, right? Do you know that clarity creates cash? That is very, very profound. I want you to put in the comment section, clarity creates cash. Now, a confused buyer will never buy. Confusion kills conversion. The more you make your client confused, the more you kill that conversion. You need to ask yourself, how many presentation do I do on weekly, monthly, daily basis? And what percentage of those people that I present to share the value with, how many of them, what percentage of them really turn out to be that prospect or buy from you? So if you come from the angle of you try to present a features of a product, or you try to sell, one product or the other to them, you confuse them the more, because they are not interested in the product, they are interested in the outcome. Very, very important. Now, what value really means, right? Have you really asked yourself this question? Insurance agent, financial advisor, coach, people to sell digital business. Have you ever asked yourself what values really means? Value means result. What outcome does the client get? Let me give you an example of a life insurance product. Like, if you don't put life insurance in place, what will happen to your family if life happens to you? That is, what is the outcome of you not getting life insurance? What is the outcome of you not planning for your retirement? It's going to be very serious, devastating. You've seen people here working at age 17, working at age. Why? Because they failed to plan. So what is the outcome of you fail to set money aside for some certain reasons? So if you are a business owner today, or you are in this country today, and you don't have plan in place, if you are sick, oh my God, you are critically ill and you don't have a critical illness, what's going to happen to you? What will happen to the bills? I told somebody today, I said, look, if you die, your bill doesn't die. All right? If you die, if you have a mortgage, it's either they evict your family, or you have money to pay that outstanding balance you are owing on the mortgage, right? If you are owing CRA, you have to pay it. If you are owing any debt, is it not important for you to set some money aside, buy something that in case life happens, that will make sure all those things will, be taken care of? Clarity. Okay. Can they repeat your offer in one statement? Have you ever imagined trying to present to a client, and after everything, your client cannot even tell you what you are trying to say in one single sentence? Did you ask yourself that? Because why? Clarity is very important when it comes to values, right? The more your values clear, the more it makes your client to understand what's your message, what are you trying to pass across to them. And again, emotion. Does this solve a fear, desire, or a dream? Now, I'm going to give an example of somebody that I met in 2021. I actually showed the client life insurance policy. I said, look, Mr. Fashola, well, everything looks good, but I'm still a refugee. I'm still looking for paper. So when I get my paper, I'm going to get back to you, to buy, to qualify, to set up my life insurance policy. 2024, around early 2024, a friend called me that the man passed. Unfortunately, they don't have money, to bury the man. So they started raising GoFundMe for them. So this is what I used to tell people, right? If you fail to do what you have to do today, this is the consequences of you not doing it. This is what is going to happen to you. If you are family, you have people that are dependent on you financially, right? And you don't have this in place, it means that your family will start struggling financially if anything happens. That is the fear. That is the fear there. Like, do you ask them that question that if you fail to come back home tomorrow, like you go to work tomorrow and you fail to come back to that house, what's going to happen to your family? Like, how does it look like? Like, you have that, that strategies in place that if anything happen, my family is financially secure. Or what is the legacy you want to leave for your family? These are the dreams, these are the desire, these are the fear that you need to invoke in them in order for them to understand. Don't, like, guess what? Nobody cares about life insurance, but they care about what life insurance can do for them. Right? I don't sell life insurance, I sell the outcome. So what are you selling? Are you selling products? Are you selling futures? That's the because at the end of the day, clients really want to buy values. What is in it for me if I put up this strategy, right? These are the three questions every prospect see. Anytime you are in front of a prospect, these are the questions that is going on in their mind. Before saying yes, your client silently asks the three questions. Number one, do you understand my problem? And this actually starts from fact finding analysis. Like, you need to dig and ask questions. What is my client problem? So as a financial advisor, as an insurance agent, as a financial planner, you need to do what you call a fact finding analysis. We call it need based selling. Like, what is my problem? Like, can you solve my problem if you don't know it? And I've seen many insurance agents, they just rush in to sell life insurance. Unfortunately, the clients will not even trust the process. Look, but when you put up a process of, understanding your client problem, ask probing question. How many, do you have, do you have money owing on your mortgage? Do you have debt? Do you have children that are going to university? Different questions. This is the question that's actually going on in their mind. If you don't know their problem, how will you be able to solve the problem? Again, can you solve it better than anyone else? Like, we all have license. Do you know that, the way we approach our client, the way we present the others really matter most? I've met a lot of clients like, they've shared this thing to me before, but it looked like I don't really understand what the client is, what the advisor is talking about. But the way you break it down, give me a clear understanding of what I need to do. So these are the things you really have to do when it comes to you presenting your offer to your client. Will the result worth the price? Like, client does not really care about the price. Like, they want to pay, but do you show them the value of what they want to pay for? Like, are you really showing them, like, okay, this is what this product is going to do for you if you put X amount of money? I've seen many life insurance agent, like, they feel like, oh, client, why will a client put $5,000 in a life insurance policy, $1,000 in life insurance? It's just about the value. It's just about the way you communicate your value to them. So they don't have problem about paying, but the problem you have is that your client, your value is not clear. You make them confused. You don't even show them why they want to put the money, set the money aside, right? The 10-second value statement. This is what I used to do. Like, you can steal this, right? You can actually screenshot this and use it and develop it to, depending on your niche, depending on what you are doing, right? What do you help me to achieve? How and why should I trust you? So this is the formula I use. I help who achieve what result without big pain using a unique method. So, like, before you do this, you must have a niche. I've been talking about, I'm going to set up, I think I'm going to do a podcast on, how to niche down. So if you are in a sales business, I don't care whatever you are doing right now. I don't care the kind of business you are doing. If you don't have, if you don't really define your market, like, if you don't know your niche, like, you don't have the set of people that you are serving, you are just you are not there yet, right? What I mean by that is that you can't serve everybody. You must niche down. For me, I have my niche. I If you go to my LinkedIn, go to all my social media handles, you see they're very clear. I help medical professionals to build wealth. Now, medical professional, that is my niche. Who is your ideal client? If I ask you today, who is your ideal client? Can you tell me in a single word that these are the set of people that I am really serving? So based on that, you will be able to create your value statement in such a way that it will address their problem. Look at this. I help medical professionals reduce tax legally without working more hours using proven financial strategies. So the who in this statement is medical professional, right? What result in this is reduce tax legally. And because the pains of medical professionals, one of it is taxes, right? And average medical professionals combined, according to Canadian medical associations, and combined income pay roughly about 45% in taxes. This is a very big problem. So do you really research on the people that you are really serving? A lot of people are going into that niche today, but they don't really understand why they are going there. They don't even know why they go into that niche. They ask them, why do you choose a certain niche? They don't know. So you must really understand the problem, and the unique method is proven financial strategies. Very clear, straight, direct, to the point. So your value statement must have all these, this statement. If it doesn't have all these statement, then you will struggle a lot. Right now, example two, I help immigrants build financial stability in 12 months without confusion or overwhelm. As I said earlier, right, you must come out with a strong niche. You have to niche down. Once you niche down, research and understand their pain problem. What are the problem they are facing? Now, how can you solve that problem? What are the tools? Do you have the strategies to solve those problems? If you are able to come up with this, trust me, you will they will trust you. Client will trust you. Your value proposition will be very clear. Client will trust you. You'll be more credible than other advisors out there. Communicate value through stories. Story is one of the important strategies to close. Stories, close. Right? Relatability. Okay, your story must be relatable. It must relate to that. For example, I have a client who is a medical professional, and I we started talking one day. I said, I just don't know how to come out of this. I think I'm paying so much taxes, right? And I told the client, I said, look, what you are facing right now, I'm also facing the same thing. I'm also a business owner, right? After at the end of the year, I file my tax and I see what is actually going to strike. But here is what that this is what actually helped me to change the whole thing, right? And this is when it comes to transfer. This is here what changed. Like, these are the strategies that I adopted that actually change how I've been able to reduce my tax legally as a business owner. So you can actually see that I'm coming from the angle of I've been there, and I shared my story of how I've been able to use those strategies, proven financial strategies, to save more on taxes legally. And you have to show the proof, right? Show them the proof of medical professional you've helped. Show them your own proof as well. If you're a business owners or whatever need you find yourself, it must really address, it must be relatable, it must transform, and you have to show them the proof that this really, really works. Again, if you have clients that are very, very happy, you show them, you help them to do something, and they are very happy. Don't hesitate to send them Google review or anything. Share whatever let them share their stories of what you have been able to do for them, how those strategies have been able to change their life or help them. Post up on your social media. It really, really helps a lot to combat a lot of crime, because what you are trying to do is that if they are facing the same challenges, if you have the same problem, and you've helped somebody that have that same problem, it means that you can also help them, right? The value ladder. The value ladder. People convert faster when your value is structured. If your value is not structured, it's going to be very difficult for you to convert. Number one, free value, videos, audits, guides. Like, you must be ready to give free educational content, guides. Like, this is content is the currency of today. Like, you should be able to go out there and educate them freely. Put up a very good videos of what you're like. For example, I have videos on how immigrant can can pay up their debt. I have a videos on how medical professionals can save on taxes. I've done a lot of webinars on how medical professionals can build wealth outside their corporation, leveraging on their holding companies. I've put up a videos on how medical professionals can have their own family bank. These are some of the things they want to get. You can create an audit as well. These steps will help you to come out of debt in 90 days. Put it there strategically. Let them go through that. See, these are some of the things that they want to see. Again, low commitment, called intros session. So you must, have this as a way of, getting them to understand what. So there must be a call to action. Like, some of them, so what they really want is that they really want to see how you really want to help them using some powerful strategies. And again, core value, main service, and product. You should be able to come up with how this, if you follow these strategies, if you follow these steps, this is what is going to give you at the end of the day. For example, I actually put up a videos on how a medical professionals can create their family bank step by step. Right, this is one thing, and it's free. Like, they don't need to pay me to do that. So what I'm trying to say is that as a financial advisor, as an insurance agent, if you're selling coaches, what are your main services stroke product that you want to offer to your client that will help them to solve that problem? For example, you can, like, I use corporate life insurance policies to help medical professionals to save on taxes and build wealth. What do you really have to help your people that you are serving, to help them to solve the problem? Premium value, coaching, high ticket, corporate setup. Now, see, as I said earlier, okay, client don't have any problem to pay, right? But do you really understand? Are you really giving that value to them to see that, oh, what I want to put in really worth it? Okay, like, you come up with a powerful, clear, strategy sessions that will show them on how to come out of one problem. Like, for example, a lot of them are paying so much money to taxes. Now, do you really have framework that will address that? These are some of the things that this client are actually looking for. The 4 conversion booster. Number 1, to move a prospect from interest to action, you must have these 4 things in place. If you don't have it, trust me, you are not there yet. Clarity, simple, beat complicated. Make your offer very clear, simple, direct is very important. Okay, certainty. All right, data, result, and testimonial. So when you are putting up your offer, you must actually back it up with data. I said earlier that according to Canadian Medical Association, in combined, an average physician pay roughly about 45% in taxes. That is data for you there. It's very clear, right? And you show results. Okay, I have helped so X number of people to save on taxes and build wealth. And you show that you have a testimony of that. You put that on your social media. It is a powerful strategy to close. Again, relevancy, speak their language. See, the language of, I'm just using so because I'm being practical in nature this time around. I'm not teaching you theory. I'm telling you what is really working for me. And I have people that I've taught, like mentor, and it's really working for them, right? You must speak their language, right? What are the major medical professionals? They face two critical problems: retirement planning, taxes. According to MD Financial, okay, about 44% of medical professionals delay their retirement, right? So this is what is really affecting. So I speak their language, right? Taxes, how can you help them to solve ta- issues of taxes legally, right? So, if you speak their language, they will trust you more. You'll be more credible. And urgency, a reason to act now. Life insurance is a product that if you don't need it, you don't need it, that's when you can have it. But once you need it, you can't get it anymore. Your insurability, now you are still healthy, right? This is time for you to have it. What if your ability change tomorrow? What if accident happens and you render you incapacitated, you are disabled, you're unable to get this anymore? What if terminal illness struck tomorrow? Look, so you need to tell them anything can happen. This is the time for you to act now. These are common communication mistakes that people makes. Okay, avoid this if you want more conversion. Number one, talking futures, not transformation. As I said earlier, client does not really care about the futures of the product. Don't go to them and start telling them, oh, this is your universal life insurance. It has that. This is a term insurance. This is a whole life insurance. This is RSP. This is what they don't really care about that. What they are looking for is transformation, right? If I put these strategies in place, what impact will this have in my life, my family, right? This is what they want to hear from you. Over explaining your solution, this is analysis paralysis. You start making so much things very, very complex. I've seen many insurance agents, they put up so many things that they confuse the client. The client will be like, oh, I don't understand what you are saying. The more you analyze, the more you paralyze the client. So stop doing that. Make your work very simple, straightforward, and direct. Using terminology prospect don't understand. Use a very simple language. Client don't really care about your language. They don't need a PhD. You don't need to have a PhD in English before you communicate to your client. Communicate in a very simple, clear terms. The more you are the more you clear about what you are saying, the more the client understand the value you are trying to pass across to them. Don't forget that client buy value, not the product. Okay, focus on yourself instead of their problem. When you start talking about yourself too much, you jump to a presentation and start telling them stories about yourself, what you've been able to achieve, and all that. They don't really care about that. See, the reason why they book a call with you is they have a problem. So please put up a strategies in place to solve the problem and stop talking about yourself. They don't really care about that, right? Now, let's quickly summarize what you've been talking so far, right? Clarity convert faster than persuasion. Like clarity convert faster than persuasion. If the more you're clear, all right, the more it is easier for your client to understand what you are saying. You don't need to persuade, you don't need to convince anybody. I've seen many people, if I join life insurance business, I'll be convincing people. We don't convince. I don't convince people. I educate you, right? I educate you. I open your eyes to the reason why you need to plan for your retirement, reason why you need to protect your family. I don't sell product to you. I sell the outcome. I sell transformations. I sell fear of not getting it. I don't sell product. Structure value, not scattered. The more you're able to structure yourself, your presentations. A lot of us, we have very good point, but the way you put up together is also important. Like, put it in such a way that it's going to have, there's going to be like, transition. So there's what we call transition in presentation. When you are transiting from one point to another point, and client can really, and you are carrying client along, it makes your job much easier. Client really understand what you are saying, very, very well. Story plus transformations is lead to emotional buying triggers. Like, don't uh story really convert, right? If you help clients in the past and they are very happy, don't hesitate to put up a testimonial, and share that on your social handle. It matters a lot. Show them to the client, hey, this is the client A that I help, I've been able to, helping to save on taxes, build up retirement plans and things like that. That resonates with them more than any other thing. When people understand you, they trust you. When they trust you, they buy you. That is very, very profound. Again, once again, I want to thank everyone for joining today. If you have any question, you can put on the comment section so that we can actually look into that. Yeah, any question? So I really want to thank everyone for joining the session today. Tomorrow we have another session for medical professionals and our business owners on how they can build wealth. So please join us tomorrow so that we can actually look into that. I look forward to to also meet you tomorrow. Happy weekend and see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining once again.